Hello student, today we are going to study Science Biology chapter 8, How do organisms reproduce? But before we know how do organisms reproduce, we should know what is reproduction. Reproduction is a process of producing offspring of its own kind. Is it important? It is not important for an individual. An individual can continue its life without undergoing this life process, and it involves a large amount of energy also. But it is important for the survival of the species. There are two types of reproduction, asexual and sexual. Let us first see asexual mode of reproduction. In asexual mode of reproduction, only one individual is involved. It mostly takes place in lower organism. It is not complex process. Here, the offspring which are formed are identical and very less variation is formed. In sexual mode of reproduction, two cells are involved, one from male and other from female, to form a zygote. That is, it involves two individuals. It mostly takes place in higher organism. It is a complex process. Here, the offspring which are formed are not identical and variation occurs in them. Let us first see the different type of asexual reproduction. The different type of asexual reproduction are fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. We are going to discuss these different type of asexual reproduction one by one. So, to begin with, we start with fission. What is fission? Fission means an individual divides into parts. How many parts it divides into? On that basis, it can be classified as binary fission and multiple fission. Let us first discuss what is binary fission. In binary fission, one individual divides into two. That is, it gives rise to two daughter cells. Let's take example of binary fission. We'll first see in the prokaryote bacteria. As I have drawn the picture over here, you can see the bacteria having the circular DNA and it is surrounded by membrane. First, this DNA will divides into two, and after division they will reach to the opposite pole, and then the membrane will start dividing and it will lead to the formation of two new individuals. Another example we can take of amoeba, a eukaryote unicellular organism. Here you can see amoeba. In this case, first the nucleus is dividing, and then as the nucleus divides into two, then the cytoplasmic part will start dividing and will lead to the formation of two daughter cells. Here we have observed that the division is taking place at any orientation, as they do not have any definite structure. But in case of leishmania, which caused the disease Kala Azar, we'll find that it has a whip-like structure, and so the division of the individual will take place at a proper orientation. First, the nucleus will divide into two, and you can see that there is a proper cleavage point at which it will be dividing into two new individuals. Now, let us see what is multiple fission. In multiple fission, one individual will give rise to many daughter cells. Let us consider the example of Plasmodium, a protozoa. Here you can see that in unfavorable condition, the Plasmodium develop a cyst around it, and in this the nucleus will divide into number of nuclei. This nuclei along with its cytoplasmic part will give rise to a new individual, and here number of individual is produced from a single plasmodium. Another example of multiple fission we can take of yeast undergoing bud formation. Students, the other type of asexual reproduction we'll discuss in the next video.